Well, I'm Sue Wells, and I've worked in marine conservation for many years with organisations such as IUCN and the World Wildlife Fund. And the kind of work I've been doing is really to look at how we are doing with marine biodiversity, that's species and ecosystems, and everything that makes these up, and to try and document what's going on with them and what needs to be done. And so this conference has been very important, and my role has been to actually put together the paper where we try and review what the status is of species and habitats around the world, in the world's oceans, and to see what needs to be done. And of course what we've discovered is a rather depressing picture, in fact. There is a target that we should, by 2010, be reducing the world's loss of biodiversity. That means we should be having fewer threatened species and fewer declining populations. We're trying to measure this, but of course it's very difficult because marine species are underwater and it's difficult to measure. But what we do know is that things at the moment are declining. Marine turtles, seabirds, many species of fish. And so there are some very important things that have to be done before 2010. And this is where everybody has a role to play, because people fail to realize how they relate to the marine world, even if they live far inland. Almost everybody eats fish. Many people go on holiday to beautiful remote coral reefs, and we can all do something to help. And we're trying to identify what some of these things are. And there are actually some success stories, so that's another very important thing that we want to do, are trying to see what are the good actions and management interventions that we can make that will actually reverse the decline of some of these important species. One of the things that's very important is, of course, to create more marine parks and marine reserves. And that's one of the other things that I've been helping to document, is the progress that we've been making with this. A tiny proportion of the world's oceans are protected at the moment. If you compare that on land, I think we have 12% of our land in parks and reserves, but only about 0.5% of the oceans are protected. So there's an enormous amount of work to do to change that, to increase the protection of areas of sea. Again, a rather difficult concept for people who live on land, but it can be done, and we have some very nice examples of this. Here in Vietnam, there's a very exciting program going on with some long-standing protected areas that are showing improvements in the numbers of turtles, better production of fish, more healthy coral reefs, of course, and we need to get these examples out to the rest of the world.